Good morning. This is Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment, and I got the greatest gift today. I get two for one today. I have Mr. Jared and Miss Nanie, and they have a an apparel store or an apparel business. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I met them a while ago at a event because I can't think of the name. You guys know that I'm not good with names, but anyway, and they have these most awesome t-shirts. So you guys tell me a little bit about yourselves and tell me a little bit about your business.
Um, well, we actually met in Montana. He was stationed in the military, and I was living out there at the time. Um, at the time when we met, we were actually both really heavy into music, so
Okay.
that's where we started, was making music together. Um, and then that turned into marriage and a kid. Um, and then another kid later, and we were like, hey, you know what? We need to find another way to have another income stream. So he's always liked making t-shirts and hoodies and things like that.
Okay.
So we basically went down that path of kind of coming together and taking his idea and me being a little bit more artistic and trying to show him what it would look like on paper.
Okay.
Um, and that's how we came up with Lemodcollection. Um, and it's basically our way of saying Le mode is basically French for the mode. And we were using it as the mode as being the most, or when you're most creative, is when you're basically,
God knows.
yeah, in God mode. So that's what the first shirt that we made says. It actually says mode de, which is French for God mode. Um, and then we added God in Hebrew and then God in Arabic as well. Um, that way we kind of had something that was a little bit different, a little more inclusive to other cultures.
Hmm.
Because I'm like, there's Black people all over the world and we all do things a little bit different, but we're all
Right.
similar. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where we came from with it.
Okay, so you guys, you went from music to doing apparel. So that's a pretty broad range. So what gave you the vision for the apparel?
Originally, we actually wound up starting apparel because of the music, because the group we had, we actually wound up making our own t-shirts.
Okay.
That way, when we would go to events and perform, we could actually have a table to be able to sell products. Um, so one of the things we had t-shirts, we had keychains, we had bumper stickers, we just had a few little things
Hmm.
um, that we could sell. So the t-shirt portion of it was most interesting to us. So that's
Right.
basically where we stuck.
Okay.
Yeah, like each of us, we would either first we'd come up with like those three of us in a group. So we'd come up with, we came up with the group logo and stuff, but then we each had our own thing.
Okay.
And then we have someone coming over real quick. We're gonna let them inside.
That's okay.
Um, and I know I would use like French God and do stuff like that because of my name was Pharaoh, but it was spelled with the EAUX because I'm from Louisiana. So
Okay.
a lot of Creole and French. Um, so hold on. So I like a lot of Egyptian influence because like I love Egyptian stuff.
Okay.
So that, but then being from Louisiana with the French and then my last name being Breaux, Breaux, I
Right.
use Pharaoh, and that's where I started coming up. Like I came up with French God originally,
Okay.
and then I was using that, and then I also that's where I started saying I'm in God mode, and then the mode de because of French, so from my last name, and then that's all I had at first. It was just gonna be mode de, and I was coming up with different versions of God mode,
Right.
and then that's when my wife was like, I was like, I'm not really sold on the name. I was sold on the idea, just not quite the name, and then she was like, what about Le Mode Collection instead of one mode? Make it about don't focus on the word God, focus on the word mode, and then she made the mode, because then we could have God mode, we could have beast mode, we could have that would be our workout clothing that we
Okay.
had a vision for, like a workout attire would be beast mode, and then I believe we were gonna do like a savage mode for more on her side, like a lingerie and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we
That's
just haven't gotten there because we moved from Montana to Florida.
okay.
We still went through one last time to our other vendor in Montana to get our latest round of shirts
Hmm.
and hoodies, but we were more so we needed to find someone locals that we can be able to go
Okay.
to and bring these ideas to, because the person in Montana, they had their life going on. They had she just had a baby actually. She just had a baby, I want to say like a month ago. So it got to a point where it was
Wow.
hard. She was also
Okay.
trying to live her life. She was having her kid, and then trying to also get us shirts and attire all the way to Florida. So
Okay.
we're trying to
So
find someone local.
so have you guys found someone here in Florida?
Not yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
we found one, but then it was didn't really get responses back.
Okay.
Well, I think we were supposed to pop up, but then yeah, life happens. And
Yeah. So we're
Yeah.
basically just looking for someone to print and a seamstress so we can continue our satin lined hoodies.
Okay. So I hear, Miss Nani, I hear you've got a little lingerie section going on in here.
I mean, that's probably the goal eventually. So we can have a little bit of something for everybody. T-shirts was basically the base of it, and the hoodies.
Okay.
Because we gotta protect the hair, so satin
Right.
lined hoodies. And then basically we would like to also branch off into having more of like a sleepwear section and something a little more formal.
I I I am so impressed. Um, in fact, I bought one of the t-shirts when we were at the event, and to see where you guys started out to where you are now with all these visions and all these ideas and all these shirts and the reasoning behind it, because I found out people do t-shirts and they just do it, like they'll just come up with some type of saying and put them on. But because you guys have a foundation for that, you have a meaning behind those. I think that is really, really awesome. I I
thank you.
I really do. I think that is so awesome. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you're gonna tell everybody how to reach out to you. And before I have you do that, do you do custom t-shirts?
We That was at one point where I had gotten my own machine and I started doing custom shirts, and
Mhm.
basically I would come up with rough draft ideas for designs and stuff. And then some
Okay.
people, I did have people asking me, "Oh, can you make me a shirt? Can you make me this style of a shirt?" So then I would do stuff like that. But as for us, we tried once more of a custom colorway, but
Okay.
then the person that we had didn't, they never fully came through with the
Yeah.
colorway. It was supposed to be a
Okay.
red on black for that person. But we've never done we don't do like custom made, like you give me an idea for a design and we'll go through and make sure it gets done.
Okay.
Usually we order in bulk.
Got
Right.
it.
Because we have the equipment for it, but in us moving from Montana to here, our equipment got damaged. So we don't want to set the house on fire to make a new shirt. That's the only downside. Because actually we have two more things that we were going to add. We were going to actually add hashtag humanity
Mhm.
and IBM. But it was basically going to be stand for Indigenous, Bold, and Melanated.
Wow.
So so yeah, we have other things that we want to add. We just don't want to burn the house down doing it.
I got you. I got you. That makes perfectly good sense. Okay, so could you guys tell everybody if they wanted to just look at what you have and order stuff?
Right.
Seriously, because I saw some really, to me it was about color. And then after I found out what it meant, that made it more important to me as far as getting a shirt. Because I think you guys had a gold on black, and I think it was a purple on yellow or something like that, if I remember correctly. And it was just so pretty, and it would be really good for like teams, baseball teams for kids, groups. Like if you've got a dance group, you've got those t-shirts
Right.
for that. So I think what you guys are doing are really good. So tell us how to get in touch with you if we want to go that route with our t-shirts.
Okay. Well, currently we just have right now, it's just Instagram. We had a website, but we stopped doing that for now just because
Okay.
the move and everything and trying to get settled and trying to get
Okay.
re-established and build everything back up to where we're being very active again.
Right.
So at the moment it's just the Instagram, which is Lemodcollection. So it's Lemode, the collection, Collection. And it's just that at Lemodcollection, and it
Okay.
should take you to ours. It'll be, a black background with a logo. It's more of a square logo with a M.
With the MO in the middle.
Yeah, the MO in the middle of it, which is the logo.
Okay.
Actually,
Oh,
it'll be this
okay.
logo.
Okay.
It'll look just like my shirt.
Okay. That is so
Oh, yeah.
awesome. I do understand about relocating from one state to another state. Because I've done that. And I'm thinking, especially with kids, that's so Nanie, I applaud you for that.
Because they always want to help. So, we're always like, okay, we have extra little scrap pieces here. You guys can go make something with this while we try to get everything else done
Okay.
or packaged or whatever it is.
Right. And like me working weekends now. So like I work weekends. So whenever they have events, they're usually on a weekend. So
Right.
then I can't go. So then she's got to go, but then she's got to take the kids with her. And it was just a lot. It would just be very stressful on her because she's by herself with 3 kids.
Right.
And
trying to run a business.
the baby was fresh. So now the baby's a year old,
She's trying to
so
run.
she's running around doing stuff now, where at first she was just, had to feed every hour or so. And
Right.
that was just a lot because you can't walk away from the table, but you need to go feed.
But the community, us as a community, came in together because at least there was a few other women, a few other people with kids, so that kind of kept the kids occupied.
Okay.
So, all right, you're gonna grab a hoodie. Okay. So yeah, that helped immensely.
So how I'm not putting all y'all business out in the public here, but how old are they? Because I'm thinking that our listeners would be really curious.
They are 5, 4, and 1.
Yeah. That could keep you pretty busy and and trying to run a business too. Yeah,
very much.
Yeah. Oh, that is so cute. I can imagine it is a challenge, but just the idea that you guys are constantly going, you're constantly evolving, and that's what it takes in building a business. It's not easy. It is not always easy. What do you find was, other than the things that you've already stated as far as moving to another state, you've got 3 little kids running around, now you got a baby that's walking and stuff. What did you find was as far as your business, is your biggest challenge right now?
I think the biggest challenge for business is making the connections. Just being able to get out and meet other people that are like-minded, but also know that we can be doing the same thing, but we're doing it differently. There's space for everybody. So I think that is probably the biggest business challenge. But even within that, I've met bakers, I've met chefs. So there's other avenues that we can take with apparel to even team up with somebody like that.
Okay. Yeah. Did you go get us something for us to see?
Yeah, I went and grabbed a hoodie just to kind of show off the satin line and whatnot. Because we actually been doing it, we've been doing it now. What we met at that event about a year ago or so,
Right.
and we had been doing it at least probably another year before then. So it's like
Okay.
now I know the satin line hoodies. I'm seeing them on Instagram popping up all over the
Right.
place. People are talking about them because it's
Okay.
newer. But I mean, we've been doing it because we weren't doing it because it's popular now. We were just doing it because she was like, "Oh, we need a good way to try to protect Black women's hair."
I'm
And
like
then
me.
she
See,
came up with
I love it. She look it out.
and then she came, so she's like, let's try to line up hoodies with satin. So then I was like, I mean, we could try it. And then we found somebody who can do it
Okay.
out in Montana. And, she took it in, they got it done really well. I mean, it's
I love
actually
that
like,
color.
yeah,
Right.
this is the purple one.
You
It's just,
know, this
it's
is my color here, that
Mhm.
purple.
So whatever color you have printed on the shirt is what color the satin is. So
right,
for the
Okay.
gold, the satin is gold.
It's gold.
For the ones that we have that are black on black, the satin is black. And then
Wow.
also, since we were in Montana, it was also good because, our
oh,
hair up there can break easy. And it's good insulation in the middle of winter when it's like
Okay. Okay.
-.
and
Well,
it's a
trust
really
me,
good,
because here in Florida, when it gets 60
yeah,
degrees, we're all freezing.
Oh, I know. I grew up in Jacksonville, so I know that water wind hits you and it hurts.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Well, you guys, thank you so much for coming on the Nessyp. I will share this all over the place. I know I'm all about networking. So hey, we're all in this together. So I will, hey, we're all gonna hook up some kind of way. We're gonna
right,
do this some kind of way. But again, I applaud you for what you guys are doing. Jared, no offense to you, but Miss Nanie is doing all the work, she with those. This is awesome. So you guys again, tell me what your Instagram handle is.
all right. It's Lemodcollection, Lemode collection.
Okay. So you guys have it. Reach out to them if you've got a business that you need t-shirts for, bumper stickers, all that good stuff. These are the two to get in touch with. Thank
Okay.
you guys so very much. This
Thank
has
you.
been
Thank you.
Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment. Back to you in the studio.